Religion is like the condiment to your personality, not the main dish. So this isn't me looking to land-based Joe Mazzulla for who he prays to. This is just a critique on how it seems he wants to minimize his blackness for whatever reason. The commissioner of the NBA seems to understand the significance of the moment. Adam Silver, why can't I say words? Adam Silver said, and I quote, "I think there's significance to having two black head coaches in the finals, and frankly, I wish there wasn't." Silver said Friday afternoon at a Boys and Girls Club dedication in Dorchester. "I think we've made tremendous progress there," Adam Silver said. "I don't understand why Joe Mazzulla didn't just piggyback on that white man's answer. That answer is basically saying it's whack, we got to celebrate something like this. You crackers are racist." I mean, like, that was like easy. Like, he could have just been like, yeah, word. He could have just been in the back of Adam Silver. It's just said word. That, like, fam. Adam Silver went on to say, "I think people should take note of the fact that there are two African-American head coaches. On one hand, I want them to take note of it, but at the same time, I don't want them to take that, Lord, I'm going to learn how to read. I swear I will. I don't want that to take away from the merit system that we have in terms of coaching. Although J.J. Redick just became the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers with only AAU on his resume for coaching, and he's coaching one of the most storied franchises within your sport. Whatever. The merit system that we have in terms of coaching. And that to not take away from the fact that they are head coaching these teams. Of course, not because they're African American, but because they're tremendous coaches. Again, that was a very concise, to the point answer. He basically removed the race narrative, and stepped on that whole thing of people's hate for DEI along with affirmative action, and place their accomplishments solely on them being great coaches, not being black. Adam Silver's position isn't groundbreaking. It isn't earth-shattering. It's just a human response, bro. Like, why is Joe so awkward? Like, he understands the misunderstanding of the Rottweiler because he himself is not like a Rottweiler, but he's misunderstood. But it seems like it's by his own doing, though, that he kind of causes this weird tension in certain respects some of the times when he talks to people. He's a very odd guy, peculiar character. He was a good basketball player, though, until he got injured. You know, sucks for him, but he's an NBA champion, so.
So we happy with the Celtics winning?
No. Fucking Lakers fans, baby. Fuck the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate to see certain people happy. What's the guy's name?
Jason
Bill
Tatum.
Simmons.
Bill Simmons, man. I like him and I hate him at the same time, man. So, hey, Bill Simmons, if you're listening, man, fuck you. You used to hate Kobe and say shit about Kobe that I'll never forgive you for. And I hate Boston.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My most racist experience in my life was in Boston.
Let's hear about this.
Even Jason Kidd, he gave the most on-point, tired old black man answer. It was a real easy question to answer, a layup of a question, again, no pun intended. And Jason Kidd got the same question that Adam Silver got. He got the same question that Joe Mazzulla got, but those two, I believe, answered the question before Joe. He just said it's always a discussion because it doesn't happen a lot. He was like, in 75, he was 2. Joe Mazzulla wasn't even born. So I think for that to take place is huge. It just shows how far we've come, but we also have still a ways to go. I think it means something that we just have to continue to keep building on it. Jason Kidd didn't stand on the soapbox. Jason Kidd didn't put up a black power fist with John Carlos. To quote the article that was written by Vincent Goodwill, and these quotes are from his article. The reporter who asked Joe the question in the first place was the one that wrote this article. He said Missoula has the right to embrace his religion. He has the right to lean on it to help in his professional and personal walk. He has the right to look in the mirror and not see a black man first, but a Christian man with strong beliefs. But if he's pulled over in Boston, the police will see his last name on his license, but before they find out anything else about him, they'll see a black man first. So, Joe, your walk with God is not and was not ever the issue. Your identity is completely and solely up to you. But the issue that arises from you answering the question in the way that you did, with the energy that you gave, leads one to believe that you don't see your blackness as important as your faith. When you walk into that church, you're a Christian. When you walk out of that church, you're a black man. I know Joe probably remembers a few years ago when Dylan Roof walked into a church and took the lives of several of the people who went to that church. Dylan Roof was a white boy, white man, who was at a church of black people. He took their lives. I believe he wrote a manifesto about it. He was taken out of that horrendous scene in handcuffs. And then I think they took him to McDonald's because Dylan Roof in that church was a Christian. But outside of that church, he was a white man.